High Price Team, Adam Ruff here again with the 5th edition of the Stop Waste videos. It's good to see everybody get more specific on these waste and ways to eliminate them. That's been great to see. Got to spend the week in Florida last week with the Fort Myers group and to hear some of the issues and waste that they've had to deal with and try to overcome. So anybody that has worked down there or been down there as part of that team knows that it's chaotic working in that type of environment due to like all the hurricane damage and stuff. And chaotic job sites inherently create a lot of waste. So even more reasons to try to think of how to eliminate them and make things, more efficient, safer, stuff like that. So it was good to hear a lot of their examples and issues and situations they overcame. It was really, really, really cool to see. So enjoy this week's edition of the Stop Waste videos.
So our issue was having to label each circuit individually in each panel. And in order to speed the process up a little bit, I had somebody go through and individually label each panel and each circuit in each panel so that when we came through to do the panel swaps, we could start the process immediately.
What's the way you eliminate waste?
The main way is when I see young guys or new guys making like 5-6 trips back and forth when they're doing a job. I think to myself, what the hell are you doing? So I go talk to them. I say, hey, think about your job, what you're going to need. Try to get it in a trip or two.
So one way that I would eliminate waste is more than likely just not assuming that you understand what you're doing fully and making sure that you're butting heads with your coworkers or just asking questions to make sure that you're not assuming that you're doing the right job and then you have to go back and rework something. I'd say that's a huge one. I'm mainly just conversating with your coworkers about what you're doing and being on the right page with everyone is the way I'd go about things.
And so an example of how I demonstrated lean on a job site was at a condo association, and we had to put up a lot of lights. There's about 70 of them, and taking the boxes with me and assembling them on site, I could only fit about 4 in a box. But if I pre-assembled everything and brought them with me, I could fit about 9 to 10 in a box, and I didn't have to worry about the waste of packaging materials, and it saved me a lot of time in the long run.
Hi, I'm Nick Smith. I'm a residential estimator. I think one of the biggest things that we can do to help be lean with construction is, on my part, have a better handoff to the guys out in the field. Get them as much information as they possibly can. Give them prints, hopefully have them marked up, give them a good detailed scope of work, everything that they need to just do the work.
Alrighty, so the issue that we were dealing with on the job that we're at today was we had to go back behind the guys and relabel the panels because no one labeled correctly. So to avoid any of those issues further, we went ahead and just talked about it and told the guys to, after any work completed, just send a picture to the foreman on the job site so that we can verify the work's being done correctly, and then the foreman can go behind them and also verify it himself so that we know the work's being completed at the manner that we want it done.
Ways I've thought of to eliminate waste. Big one I think is communication, and that can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. Just like within the office, making sure you're not having 2 people working on the same thing at the same time. Out in the field, just communicating with people, making sure tools are being put away, everybody knows where things are at, and you're communicating where you're at in the project to make sure things are proceeding in proper fashion.
Yeah, for me in service, biggest way to eliminate waste is make a list, know what you're going to need for your job, eliminate trips back to the van, eliminate trips to the supply house. That's all wasted time that, makes your day longer and a lot more stressful that you don't need.
Okay, so we're out here at Sanibel Island on a 3-unit. There's condominiums, there's 3 units, and it's a big area. So ways we eliminate waste, just because the job trailer is so far away and we got a dumpster so far away. When we're demoing out old work and we got to transport it, what we do is we load it up into trash cans and we use a cart to wheel it over there, or we use the truck to load up all our garbage cans and take them over to the dumpster. So we eliminate the walking, which eliminates, it takes less time to do that task. Other ways to eliminate waste out here, like we're on the roof right now. If we got a guy going down to the porta potty, which is right by the job trailer, or going to the job trailer to get materials, he can kind of gather a list from everybody who's up on the rooftop doing work and see what they need, so he can go grab it all and mitigate other people making multiple trips, and then he can kind of just bring everything up for everybody else to keep them busy and going. So we mitigate wasted travel time and a lot more people messing around, doing stuff that they don't need to be doing. Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this week's edition of the Stop Waste videos. The Florida team down there had some hell of a views to see. It was pretty cool to videotape some of that with all the background scenery. So that's kind of neat for those guys to be able to work in that type of environment. We've been doing these videos for a little while now. Heard some of the waste, here's some of the examples on how to try to eliminate that. We just need to apply some of these ideas and some of these ways to come basically to eliminate the waste. We need to apply those every day, be talking about them every day, make them very visible, and communicate the waste so the team can have opportunity to try to eliminate them. We just need to make sure that's happening more on the projects. And I think on some of these projects, a lot of it is happening, but we just need to make it happen more and talk about it more, and just make it more visible. If anything I want to get across is, what are the two best ways to eliminate waste? And those are planning and good communication. If you're doing those two things well, you're going to eliminate most of the waste. So if there's anything you get from this, just make sure you have a plan and make sure you're communicating well with your teams. Those will eliminate a lot of waste. The last thing I want to talk about is this book right here. It's probably one of the best books that I've read, explaining lean and waste on projects out there. It's kind of like, it's a superintendent story. The superintendent's working on these job sites and learning, and he's got a mentor teaching him how to eliminate this waste. And it's the whole story from when he started this process up till like the end of the process on a project. And it's a great book, easy to understand, easy to follow. They have paperback copies of the book. The audio book is really good too. I like the audio book. So if you do anything too, I would spend time reading this book or listening to this book, because it's a great book. So hopefully you guys have a good weekend.